Welcome back, everyone. We are on episode 105 of our Oxygen Not Included All Achievement Run. We have a lot to do today, so we are going to jump right into it by going to our rocket here. What I didn't realize is we did not configure this rocket properly. So what's going to happen is we're going to put Rowan in the suit, so that way we conserve a little bit of oxygen. Getting a little bare here, and then the next thing we need to do is send the rocket back to our asteroid so we can reconfigure the different attachments on the outside of the rocket so the gas inlet actually provides us with oxygen. So what we did not add to the rocket, I will show everybody in a moment when we go back. All right, if we click on the modules here, we need a gas cargo canister. So if we do not have this attached to the rocket itself, we can't put oxygen through the pipes on the gas inlet on the inside of the Spacefarer, oh my gosh, that's so hard to say, module. So we need to make sure that that happens. When we fix it, we'll change the different modules around to get that to work the way we want it to, and so on and so forth. So besides that, we also are going to start doing some cleanup on the different areas. We want to make sure that a lot of these areas are just picked clean of the resources, so we have as much of this as possible. This is going to be very good to keep the duplicants busy for a while. And then on top of that, we come down here. We need to make a small minor adjustment, which I should have noticed it before, but we're going to, if we have a slickster drop the petroleum right here, it's going to kind of curdle over on left and right of the area. So we want to definitely use our all the mesh tiles that we have and move this over just a little bit, and that's going to allow us to drop all of that over there. Another thing that I want to do, since we don't have mesh tiles all the way across, I'm going to put a little bit of insulated tile over here, and then we're going to create this on this side, make it out of gold, and then that should really help us. And we'll take the highest priority, which is going to be a 9 for that. Okay, so that's good. Body temperature, is that still too warm? It is still too warm, so you know, we did this last time. Here's what we're going to do it again. Yep. Make it out of ice. And voila. Okay. Whoa, there's a poke shell down here. We should wrangle that. How did he get all the way down here? Oh my gosh. We put that over here, then all of the polluted dirt will be removed. Let's change this to a 7. Check on our oxygen. So see, now that we have the suit back on, the oxygen is not getting completely destroyed, and yeah, perfect. All right, let's check our other rocket. We do need to get oxygen back into there so we can send it back up for more research. Let's change this around just a little bit. Let's add the gas. We're gonna add the gas here. There we go. So we're gonna add this cargo canister. I think the next step is going to be, if we change this inside, no, don't change the crew. What we want to do is not send it directly out of this, but we want to pull it out of the gas inlet instead. So let's do rocketry, gas output fitting. Maybe that'll work. Can they reach that? Maybe? I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Okay, and where are we at on the star map? Okay, we're on our way back. Perfect. All right. Looking great. So we are almost done with our extra research. We have about 118 left on the Radbolt propulsion, and then we have cryofuel propulsion, which is a hydrogen engine, burns liquid hydrogen to propel rockets for a long-range space exploration. Now, that seems difficult to do. Liquid hydrogen, if we just look at that in the database, liquid hydrogen, right? So that seems to be probably a very difficult thing to get. Negative 252.2 degrees Celsius to turn that into a liquid. That is pretty cold. We will not be able to do that by normal means that we currently have. We will need to adjust that. Figure that one out in a little while. Okay. Let's look at our summary. Where are we at currently? We have 4 of these different achievements that are left on the OG achievements. We have the research tree, which we are almost done with. We have 94 out of 97. We need to find the planet with the gassy moose, so that way we can have Critter Whisperer and move it on up. Not okay, but pretty cool. This is going to take a little bit longer. We need to find a few different things to make the super coolant, because that is pretty much the only way that we can satisfy this requirement of 6 Kelvin. It's really, really cold. And then once those are completed, we can move on and do some of these spaced out DLC achievements once that has been completed. So that is how we are going to move forward. We're just going to keep focusing on doing the research, getting the rockets up in the air, doing some of the different types of, what am I thinking of here? We're going to do some of the different types of exploration, and then visit the different planets. We'll have another rocket platform eventually, and that one is going to be to send rovers to and from different places. So that's what's on the way. And we're just going to move right along here with our current setup. Okay, the carbon dioxide is about this level right now, just above the coal generators. We're going to try and keep an eye on that to see if it gets super low. We don't want the slicksters to starve, and then on top of that, we do not want to, we don't want to lose any of the slicksters again. That would be pretty unfortunate. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to also send hydrogen this way, maybe? Yeah. We are going to send hydrogen directly out into space because we have too much right now. If we look, these are super filled up. We want to get rid of that so we don't have hydrogen being sent into the base like it is here. Okay. With our spawn, that's one thing we have to be very careful of. If they're not constantly moving, that's what ends up happening. So we do have, what do we have? We have 4 of these hydrogen generators that are, well, 5 of them, and they barely move because we have all of these different petroleum generators over here. So that's kind of why we don't do anything with that. We're going to add some reservoirs over here. We're going to go, make this out of sandstone. And then we'll move that over and then remove this extra pipe. We want to get rid of these right here because this is not This is only 94. We want 96. This is 93. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. And then we'll get rid of those 3. Did we get the poke shell? We did. Fantastic. So the poke shell is going to eat all of our polluted dirt. How's our other asteroid doing? Okay. It's okay right now. I think what we should do is focus a little bit on getting this area completely constructed. We're going to add a couple of things over here. We're going to get another natural gas generator or 2 just directly above this one. Let's go with 1, 2, 4. So that's only 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're going to do that specifically because we want more polluted water and we want to create their own spam on this side. That way, if we have a spam, we can stop sending regular oxygen through here and we can send hydrogen as well. And then we can send the hydrogen to the anti-entropy thermonullifier. That will give us a good amount of, you know, keeping things cold. If we want to use it for anything else, that's probably going to be the best way, is to send hydrogen from the other base, since we have a hydrogen, what is it? We have the hydrogen over here, the vent. And then on top of that, we also need to get this cool, because it's 500 degrees Celsius, right, when it explodes. So we have 50 cycles. Are we back home? Not yet. Almost. Almost home. Okay. Let's, we don't need that much. Let's go with one of those. Wait. Igneous rock, okay. We'll do sandstone here. I want to get a lot of this extra material, so we're going to kind of break it all off. We need the igneous rock. You can never have enough. Awesome. There we go. So this is going to give them something to do, and it's going to make sure that we are not sitting idly on any of this when we're running out of things to do. Perfect. Same thing here. It's going to give them just extra stuff to complete while we figure out what we also need to get done. Okay, we do not have access yet to this one. Okay, thought I heard a rocket. How are we doing in here? Okay, we're doing well. There's Rowan. Just hanging out. Got a skill point. Or attribute, rather. Not skill point. And then we should be a matter back to the asteroid. And that'll just... Then we'll make some changes like this. Having a cargo canister. Oh, look. We know that it's almost here because this stuff just showed up. Awesome. Alright, let's... did we land? I don't think we landed yet. Let's take a peek. Okay, we did land. Oh, we are just landing. Okay. Alright, so what I think we're gonna do, we're going to change some of this around. We're gonna get rid of the solar panels. Or one solar panel, maybe two, and see if we can fit the gas cargo canister. It'd be really nice if we could have a full one, but I think this is the best way to do it. We'll have get rid of those and then adjust our settings. Let's go in here and choose here, do grounded. Yeah, you're not using the toilet in there, Gene. I'm sorry. Not today, Gene. Alright. So another thing we need to take care of is we need to make sure we don't have any extra shovels, because frankly it's very, very hard to keep just one of them alive because of how much they eat. So, oh my gosh, look at all the popcorn. Alright, you can't eat anything. We don't need you to. We'll keep one of you. And then let's change this to a 9. Perfect. Alright. So that's looking fantastic. Combat, yeah, that's fine. Let's change this up. I want to get them completely... let's do buildings. Buildings. Goodbye. And then we'll have our reservoirs right here. That'll be really nice. Be our backup crew to the crew that's down here. And the temperature is a little bit different, right? It's 59 degrees Celsius, and what we're getting from here, it's 83.6. So the temperature difference might matter for cooling off this area in the petroleum boiler. Okay. How is our water looking? Always need to keep looking at the water. We do not want to run out. So it is going up, and it's not consistently going up here, and that's okay, right? Let's look at our actual temperature. So it's a little warm, but this is going to offset that. I'm really not concerned about it. Only thing that we really need to make sure is we don't lose the farm tiles and they're not too cold for the meal wood. And that will be about it. Okay, let's go back over here. Let's check on some of the different things that have been made. Okay, good. We have plenty of room for the second one. We're gonna fix this by going up and over. And then this is gonna go over 1. And then for the gas bridge, that's going to be what we use for the natural gas. We're just moving it over because this has the pipe blocked issue when any of the carbon dioxide is coming out of the other natural gas generators, so we're going to create a little like section for it to keep sending out. Probably would be better to use a gas bridge so it doesn't go backwards, but I think we'll be fine with how we have it set up. And the next part to this is, let's do that. Give us some more room. Yeah, we'll have a ladder here. And then we'll remove this. We'll remove this ladder and then remove this security door, and then nobody gets stuck. Because that's our least favorite thing to see, right? Oh, they were getting it done. Okay, there's no power. We need to make sure we have power to the gas pump. Now that we have that situated, let's let them fix that up pretty quick. We'll add a higher priority to it. And let's look at the gas pipe. I think what we'll do is cut this pipe off here, cut the pipe off here, and see if when we pump in the oxygen, if it pumps in the other... Yeah, we need to change this to a higher priority. This needs to get completed. I think if you have it in this format, it should pump oxygen directly in the cargo canister. So we'll see in a moment. What can we add here? Can we add anything? No, it's too large. Okay. So if we do that, we'll remove the other solar panel module. We shouldn't run out of battery because the petroleum engine should provide power. Doesn't tell us that it does right now, but I'm pretty sure it will. 480 watts, right? Not terrible. It's a good amount. Because if we look inside of our rocket in Apollo, and we look here, 60, so it's only 240 watts, right? Well, that's filled up with oxygen again. Okay, let's get this done, shall we? There we go. Once the solar panel is gone, it should tell us pretty quickly if we'll be able to make a canister. I don't want to try and do it until it's gone. Okay, I know. Silly sound effects. Okay, it is not what we want it to be, but we need an oxidizer tank to keep the petroleum engine running while it's in the vacuum of space. The only way we could probably do this is if we we have 2 liquid fuel tanks, petroleum. Would that work if we got rid of the battery module so we can hit? I don't know. We'll have to see if we can do this. We'll just get rid of, not disable, deconstruct. We'll get rid of the, no, don't deconstruct. We will change it, swap the module for a gas cargo canister. Make that out of iron. And then the same thing. Okay, this needs to be oxygen. And then this needs to be a 9. So I think now that this is going to be set up the way that we have it, oxygen should fill in this cargo canister. Okay, how are we doing on wonderful? Yeah, we want to get rid of some of that hydrogen. Okay, is it? No, we're going to be working on the gas cargo canister up here. Got it. All right, let's check over here. How are we doing? Okay, so what we should do is that, and then let's turn this all into a 9. Yeah, that's going to be much better. We need that completed. Oh my gosh, look at all of them. And the smog one. So they're providing 1,600 watts. What? What? That is insane. That is a crazy amount of plug slug. It was only 400 on the other ones, the ones that were here. Yeah. Wow. So cool. I was not prepared for that. But they are cramped and crowded. Okay, that's gonna get done in a fast amount of time. That has been completed. Okay, now how do we unreachable storage? They cannot reach the storage unit. Okay. Now, why can't they reach the storage unit? I mean, it's pretty close, right? This is also going to be oxygen. And they should be able to reach this one. Does this need to be swapped? Ah, okay, all right, okay. So now it doesn't say unreachable anymore. So let's do that here. Let's go down. See, we're learning today, everybody. We are learning. And that actually looks a lot nicer. No liquid intake. Yeah, I got it. Okay. So now it still says unreachable storage. This one does not say unreachable storage, but this one does. And I'm not sure why. Can't do anything with gas. You can literally reach the same thing on each one of these. Let's go in the EOS rocket. Let's turn this. Oh, that is up onto 9. Okay. Let's look at the gas. It needs power. Same thing here. We probably need... No, that's here. Okay. Better. We have carbon dioxide here. That's not good. We want to put a automation wire here and signal switch there. Unreachable storage. So why is it this one is not unreachable and this one is? Or the other way around. That doesn't make sense to me. Because it's a very similar format, right? And it's not storing anything right now. So let's open up the interior. Okay, the gas pump, the fitting. Do we need to do, you know what, maybe it's, so that's the output fitting. Maybe we need an input fitting. Let's see. Allows gases to be pumped into rocket storage via pipes. Okay, I think that's what we need. So, let's look at our gas pipes here. So what we do then is, can we put one right next to the other one? That would probably be nice. We're gonna try it. Intake fitting. And then we will need more power. And can they reach it is the other question. Yes, they can. Okay, I think that's how we'll be able to do it. We'll have to wait in a minute to see. Let's check on our other stuff that's going on here. They can't reach. Let's get rid of some of that. There we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. I bet you that's what we need to do. We need the gas input. They can't reach. Okay, we're gonna deconstruct the pneumatic door temporarily so they can jump on here and build both of those. Okay. Oh, they did finish that. Okay, cool. You know what else we need? Go up and over. Okay. Let's cut the pipe here. Here. And now we shouldn't have the issue that we did before where this wasn't working. We do need to go there and then there. Perfect. Okay. So what I want to do down here, we are going to get rid of the other coal generators since we're going to have another natural gas generator, right? They're plus 800 versus plus 600, and the reason I want to do this is to make a little bit more room for a liquid tepidizer and a gas. What am I thinking of here? Trapped. Who's trapped? Trapped. No, trapped. Oh, Ren. Now, are you trapped? Yes. But you're in oxygen, so you're okay. And then let's have that our main thing to focus on temporarily. Alright. We always get stuck. Doesn't matter what we try, what we do. There's always one duplicant that just knows how to get stuck. Alright, let's get our reservoirs ready. So we'll do, put that here, put that here. Cut this flow off here. Okay. And now we go just like that. And then we don't really need to put liquid insulated pipe here. So we're just gonna go up and over. Just like that. And that's gonna be perfect. So if we ever need to, we can go straight down and send it into this pipe. Honestly, it would probably be better to go down this way, over, and then we'll have it ready, but we're not gonna actually use it right away, right? We're not gonna sit here and just let it stagger the other crude. It might be interesting if these are full to relieve the pressure, so we may end up doing that, but I think we'll be okay. All right, let's take a look at the rocket up here. Did they finish? Let's go to EOS. Okay. Allows gases to be pumped into the rocket. Okay. So right now, okay, we have gases going in. Move a little bit faster. New printables. Let's click on that. What do we got? Curative tablets. Let's put that on the other asteroid because we have them readily available on our main asteroid. You can never have enough of those. Okay, let's go back up here. So this should start going up in a few minutes or seconds here. It is. Okay, we figured it out, everybody. No need to panic. Fill this up with oxygen, and then it'll send it out later on. Okay, so that's what we need to do. Let's go in the interior. That means we have the gas output fitting here. We need a gas input fitting. Let's do shipping. No, not shipping. Rocketry. Gas intake fitting. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is a couple of things. We need building melted, temp shift plate. Okay, we kind of expected that to happen. Okay, we need to do that. And then what we'll do is take the output fitting, deconstruct it from here. We're gonna put the input right next to this over here. So, gas output, that's gonna be right next to, well, maybe not. Why can they not put that there? This is the real question. Gas output. Okay. Then we'll put it right there. I don't know if they'll be able to reach that, but we'll see. And then we will put a wire going straight up, and then we want a gas intake where the output was. Perfect. Okay, everything should be fine over here now, yeah? Oh. There we go. Okay, now this is gonna go down here. We're going to have a ladder. And that's gonna give us enough room for both the liquid tepidizer, which we can probably just put in here right now. Let's make that one out of steel. Oh, we can even go over one. Sweet. And then we'll put that right here. And on top of that, what we got to do is base automatic dispenser, put that here. We can drop the polluted ice into this area with the liquid tepidizer turned on, and that will melt all of the polluted ice for us. We don't have to worry about it being in the base and those kinds of things. Let's check on this asteroid, not asteroid, this over here. Okay. Can they reach? It looks like they can. Oh, it's just pulling out all of the oxygen. There we go. All right, now we won't have any issues. The oxygen's being sent to both of them. Let's look at the, okay. That's great. Which one is this coming from? Okay, it's coming from our secondary spawn, which is good. We want that. Yeah. Look at that. Overheated. The door. Oh, is it really that hot over here? I suppose it is. It's made out of copper ore. Okay. We're gonna make this out of 8. Number 8. Let them finish that one up. Let's see here. Yep, so all that cooled off the area enough to make the dust caps. It would probably be better to move them just up a smidge. Like 40 degrees is too hot for them. So if we put them like here, but it needs to, we need them to be in carbon dioxide though. Here wouldn't be a terrible idea next to the poke shell since they'd already be there anyways. But we can't get rid of these without adding 2 more reservoirs elsewhere. Lots of decisions to be made. Okay, this is what we're also going to do. We want a lot of the atmosphere inside of the asteroid to equalize, and the only way we do that is if we get rid of some of the abyssalite. So right here is like one of the only areas where you can get from neutronium to neutronium, and there's nothing left in between it on this floor. It's kind of cool. Did we put the slicksters? We did, okay. We need to mop this up. And then copy the settings of this one. Crude oil. Put nothing there and just deconstruct it. There we go. Alright, how is this pipe doing? Alright, we haven't used it in a little bit because we're trying to get rid of a lot of this cold water. It's not as cold as it used to be. The water in here isn't even as cold, and I think that's because the door took the temperature from the polluted water and really equalized it. Alright. It's gonna take some time to fill up these canisters, but again, this is totally better than what we had before, so we could probably get rid of those. Now, let's see, this is the other one. This is to help supplement oxygen going to the rockets. So, providing this extra gas pipe from the other spawn is going to really help the output for two things, because this one stopped completely, right? It's not going anywhere, so we want to keep it going, and adding this extra bit will help with that. We don't want any of these stopping, because then everything is not equally being distributed. Okay. Looks good. Our sleet wheat is growing. Can you even reach that stuff? There we go. Much better. Someone's gonna get stuck. It's gonna happen. I already know it. Actually, that was totally fine. But we want to get here so we can grab all of the materials from over here. Totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, so we are definitely getting rid of a ton of the carbon dioxide. It used to be closer up to these hydrogen in between the coal generators and the hydrogen. This is a good indicator where we could probably you know, just be aware that we are going to get so low on the carbon dioxide at some point that the slicksters may need to have priority over the gases being pumped out of the area, right? And that's totally what we want to do. We want to be able to get that. Let's go like this. How many do we got? 46 cycles left for that. Let's check on the oxygen going inside of these. You know, I wish we could like have the gas cargo canisters over here. It just doesn't work that way. So I wonder. You click on it, it's fine. And then it's super hot on this door. You know, let's just deconstruct it. Okay. We're tamed. We're eating, which is great. Did we get any eggs is the real question. I don't think we did. Reproduction. Okay, 15% or 17% per cycle. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we got any extras. Let's do pinch roll. Let's look. No. So one option I was considering earlier is having the all of the Paku delivered here, leaving one pinch row egg here, letting them all get mad and just keep smacking the Paku. So then the duplicants wouldn't have to eliminate the issue. Oh, we're sending coal. Good. Let's turn off the manual use for now. Okay. It's good to know. Okay. So, we also need to mop up all of this extra water. We don't want any of it lying around. We have these oxygen canisters that we're going to move into both of the rockets. This is just an extra amount, I think. We also need to grab these Atmo suits. Sweep them up, please. And then I think, see, we have some right here. Let's move that into the Apollo rocket. And I think we have one more. 6.4 tons. What? Okay, that's going here. We're just gonna have them in there and they can empty them if we really need oxygen. Higher priority. Yeah. Okay, looks good. Let's deconstruct this here. Let's get rid of those extra pipes. Wonderful. Okay, we are really working on stabilizing the entire different areas here. You know what, we should probably get some more iron so we can make some more steel. Don't need those. There we go, much better. Alright, now that that is pretty much set, let's check on the temperature again. Okay, this is going down. The hydrogen is starting to cool it off again. This stuff isn't really doing too much. We have hydrogen here. Okay, polluted ice, so all this melted over there. Did they finish this area? They almost did. The liquid tempatizer has been completed. Alright. And let's turn all this up on the... There we go. Much better. 5,000 calories. We do need to pay attention to that a little bit more. Let's start by getting rid of the pucklets. They don't really do much on this asteroid. We aren't really using them to their full capacity. We could get rid of one of these guys. Yeah, let's do that. Look at all the eggs. Wow. Alright, so that's good. Maybe we'll queue up. Oh. We don't have any nosh beans right now. The atmosphere is not good. They don't like the natural gas. Since we're here, perfect. There we go. We needed to get rid of those. Okay. I thought both of them were grounded. And somebody sleeping. Sweep. Thank you. And then we want this to be a 9. On the other one, also a 9. Oh wait, they did fix that. Okay. Wait, no, or is it the other one? Oh no, it was this one. Oxygen. And this one is the gas fitting. Let's stop that right now. Yeah, that's a better idea. It was a good idea in practice, but it's not going to be super effective. This is probably going to be way better. Okay. What does this take? It takes... Oh, it is oxygen. Okay. Dispense some pajamas. Why not? Let's get some pajamas. I think that's really good for the morale. I think, if I remember right, you can have them dream journals. Oh no. This database entry is under construction or unavailable. Is it because we didn't start anything yet? Look at that. That's so cute. There we go. Alright. Who's gonna get the pajamas? It makes them walk slower, but the morale boost is super nice, so just want to play with it a little bit. And we didn't even notice. Okay, Puffed is just hanging out. We have a couple of them here that we can snipe. They're just kind of hanging around, not really doing anything. Did we ever get that Molten Slickster? We did. Light wounds. Okay, so is it not hot enough? 105, and the comfort range for you is 100 to 200, and the livable range is 50 to 300. That you shouldn't be getting light wounds then. We have plenty of heat here for this area. Maybe we need another 1, 2. Yeah. Maybe that's what we need to do. And that will really allow the area to get a little bit hotter than 100 degrees. Okay. Why did that not get created? Okay, good. Looking great. This is going to take a little while to fill up with oxygen, but once it does, we'll be able to go pretty much anywhere we want, really. Now, I don't want to... What am I thinking of here? I don't want to get rid of the large liquid fuel tank because I don't know what's going to happen to the petroleum that's inside of it. My guess is it's going to drop in a bottle format. And the only reason I would do that is so we can use the drill cone. Because when we go to the star map, we have a sandy ore field, which has, I'm assuming, sand and slime and metal of some kind. Unknown objects, organic mass field. Okay, so that's some gases. So once we have our oxygen filled up, on the petroleum rocket, the larger petroleum rocket, I should say. We're going to go exploring in this direction. Since we'll have plenty of oxygen, we'll be able to kind of figure out what is around us and where the gassy moos are, because I would love to do the gassy moos and get those 2 achievements completed. That's really where I want to kind of get that situated and completed. And then now, honestly, what we could do, let's look at our interior. How much food do we have? We have no food. Okay. No food and no power. We probably don't have power because it needs to go all the way up here. Right, so there's that. And then if we look at the interior, do we have any food? I don't think so. So we need to make some surf and turf, or even pinch of pepper bread. Let's see what we have. Nope. Surf and turf. Okay, we have a lot. Good. We'll make 8 of them. 8 times 6 is 48,000. Plenty. We have plenty of surf and turf for that. Oh yeah, they're eating pepper bread almost every single time. 1,000,000 calories of food. That might be the next thing that we throw from one side, from over here. What is this made of? All copper, copper, okay. Let's get rid of that. And then we can throw the liquid pump here, right? And once this gets a little bit warmer, well, I mean, it is getting warmer. It's 5 degrees, right? And if we turn that into, there we go. Oh, you know what? We want to do this as well. This is probably one of my favorite things to do, just to be able to turn it on and off without too much of a hassle. So we can pump the gross water wherever we want, warm it up if we need to. We need to go here, and then deconstruct all these buildings right there, and these, and these. Look at all those eggs. All right. What I want to do now, we have quite a bit of oxygen. We have over 1,000 kilograms inside of that. So if we view the interior here, the only thing that we need now is food. And then we can send our duplicant back. What do we have in here? We have plastic, okay. We don't have any more slickster eggs, and that's fine. I'm sure we'll get some in a little while. Cramped. Now, why are we cramped? We have 96 tiles. Is there any eggs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 12. 2, 1, 6, that's 72. This should be plenty of space for those. Yeah, I don't get why it's cramped. Alright, maybe they need more. It's 12 cells of space per critter, right? And then we're going to do... Yeah, that should be fine. But that's why we don't have any extra eggs. Ooh, overheated that quite a bit. What's the temperature in here now? Okay, so it's way hotter. Which is what we wanted. We want to keep that nice and hot for them, right? And then we will change this material to gold as well. Oh, we have to click the button. Order rebuild. Okay, the dehydrator is working. That's good. How's this doing over here? Okay, almost done. Polluted ice. And then perfect. Oh, and then oh, that should be fine. Oh, we need a there we go. Much better. Alright, so we have a ton of oil. That's at 84 degrees. Wow, that's a lot hotter than it was before. Okay, surf and turf. A little bit of surf and turf at least. We have 1, 2, 3. You are free, Paku. Go back into your tank. There we go. Cut that pipe right there. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Overall, that wasn't that bad figuring out how to get this to work properly. It's just the names of the things are very similar, so you would think that like the oxidizer tank would be able to provide oxygen to the Spacefarer module, but it does not, right? So you have to have the gas cargo canister in order to be able to provide oxygen into your Spacefarer module, and you know it doesn't really, it's not really a way to, you know, you just have to play with it and see how it works. If you're not sure, I mean, I've even looking up how other people put their rockets together, that one sentence that you miss might provide the answer that you're looking for. So that's just what I've noticed, that, you know, I've run into that several times trying to find the different guides. And it wasn't for the rocket, but it could be for anything, right? You if you don't watch the full thing, or you miss that one little moment that is crucial, this specific sensor needs to be 740, right? Like those kinds of things I find very difficult to follow, and sometimes the trial and error and just kind of reading and experimenting is required in a lot of these. So I hope everybody watching, you know, learn something, and I'm able to provide some answers to questions that people may have. Because a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, it's not just what I've seen other people do. It's more of I don't fully know everything that everybody else does, and we are doing a lot of experimental things. Like a great example down here, this petroleum boiler, right? Almost every petroleum boiler that you've probably seen, they drop their crude oil on top, like here, right? Which we could have done, but we were already in this motion. We already had kind of this set up, and I didn't want to change it a third, fourth, or probably sixth time. But don't be afraid to experiment, because you know what? If something doesn't work, you can go back and change it, even if it takes time. That's what this game is all about. It's learning and becoming better at the game, so that the next time that you run into that, you're like, I know how to do that this time, no issues. All right. So that's going to be it for this one, folks. Thank you for listening to my random tangent at the end of the episode. Please like and subscribe if you have not done so already. There are a lot of people that are not subscribed that are still just watching the episodes, which, you know, that would really help me out. I would appreciate that so much. If you have any suggestions, comments, any help for any of the other players that may experience issues similar to what we encountered in this one, please feel free to add that to the comments below. I do read them and provide a response in kind. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.